everybody, it's me Jack Wright here, known as Jackpot Bundlers on YouTube, and welcome to another episode of my theatre blog series of Theatregoing. So with of course me going to see the absolutely rockin' rock musical of Murder Ballad just from a few weeks ago, I have had the opportunity once again to go and see another musical that I'd never even heard of as well. But this one is a very, very different turn on what Murder Ballad was. This one is a lot more different and it's a lot more emotional, and it really touches on something that does happen and also is still quite relevant in our lives. It's of course breakups of relationships. But also I know a bit of that was also featured in Murder Ballad, but this is a completely different musical and also the story of which the musical is set in. And if you don't know what musical that I'm talking about in today's episode of Theatregoing, today's musical in this episode of Theatregoing, it is famous Tony Award-winning musical written by Jason Robert Brown of The Last 5 Years. Now for any of you who don't know what The Last 5 Years is all about, it's based on, actually, strangely enough, one of Brown's failed relationships over the course of 5 years to one of his former partners. Now, of course, to protect her identity, I won't give her name away. But this musical does follow it slightly different from Brown's actual relationship with his previous partner, I should mean. I don't even know how to say it properly. I do apologise. But of course, in the musical, it's slightly different to the actual relationship that Brown actually had with his former partner, as this musical follows the lives of two people. And if you did not know, what's unique about this musical is that it doesn't just have two people on stage, but how the musical is told in a very different way. A bit more, of course, on the show will be coming up later on in this episode. But the musical is centred around the two lives of writer Jamie Wellerstein and struggling actress of Cathy Hiatt. If I can say her name properly there, but I think I did anyway. And it follows, of course, what their relationship was like in the course of 5 years. But of course, there'll be more, and once again, on the show later on in this episode. But this one is going to definitely be a long one, and strap yourselves in, because this one is going to be a very, very exciting one. Because for any of you who may not know, I am a massive fan of both Samantha Barks and Jonathan Bailey, who are in this production. Now, for any of you who may remember, I went to see Samantha Barks earlier on this year at her, of course, the opening night of her one and only UK tour when she was promoting her first studio album. And that was a very special day. And now when I found out that she, of course, was in the show of The Last 5 Years, I couldn't believe it. Not just that, but when I also saw Jonathan in it as well, I literally screamed. Because for any of you who may not know, I'm not just a fan of course, both of them, but also I knew that previously they were involved in a very famous Disney Channel TV series called Groove High. A bit more about that show will be up on, of course, later on in this, of course, episode. But for any of you who may not know about the show, that's coming up as well. And even there's a few extra surprises in store, since, of course, if any of you may not know, Christmas, of course, the month of December, is only just a few days away. That's right. Well, of course, it's time for me to stop talking, and let's get on to the main business. Let's, of course, find out what I got up to in, of course, when I went to see The Last 5 Years just a few weeks ago on the 24th of November 2016 at the St James Theatre in London. Let's cut to where I actually went to see the show. Hope you enjoy, everyone. As, of course, let's kick off our second episode of my theatre blog series of Theatregoing as I see the very famous musical Off-Broadway, written by Jason Robert Brown of The Last 5 Years, starring Samantha Barks and Jonathan Bailey. Here's what happened when I went to see the show. So guys, we're on our way to London, of course to be specific, the West End of London, to go and see the production, the very exciting new premiere West End production of The Last 5 Years at the St James Theatre in London. And of course, as you can see right now, I'm on the road now to of course London itself, and we're just coming up to the outskirts of the city itself. But I found out that since I haven't been to the St James Theatre before, it is located mostly in the centre of London, actually, to be quite honest. It's just off the West End, according to the website of the theatre itself. And this is the very first time I've even been to this theatre as well. And as I've said already, of course, now as you can actually see, of course, you might be wondering if I'm the only person here, of course, going to see the show. Well, in fact, I wouldn't be, of course, if I was driving, because I can't do this, because literally it would be impossible and also very dangerous to do that. Of course, I'm also with most of my family as well. Of course, I can just quickly show if they don't mind. Of course, got my dad John is driving. Say hello, Dad. Say hello.
Hello, Dad.
You can just say your name if you want. Also got my mum as well, Samantha. Say hello. Say hello. And also my sister Hannah. Say hello. Don't be afraid. I think they're camera shy guys, but it doesn't matter. Of course, this is actually the for the first time in a while they've actually we're going out as a family to the theatre. I can't even remember the last time we actually went. Together. Good few years ago, I think, actually, as a guess. But anyway, we're just actually we're on, as I've said already, just on the outskirts of the city of London now, and we're heading to the main part of Westminster, where the theatre is. So well, there's not a lot going on, but I know if I can just quickly show you as well. As you can see, of course, there's a lot of traffic going on, and now we're on one of the bridges now. But you'll know, of course, we're in London when you recognise certain buildings. You can definitely see a few just coming into view now. So we are going through Canary Wharf. We're going through the east end of London to then travel to the west, and we're also going down a certain route as well for that anyway. And as you have noticed already, of course, I've all dressed for the occasion to go and see the show, because if I have not mentioned already, of course, if you're not familiar with, since Jonathan Bailey and Samantha Barks are in the show, they done a very, very famous children's program, children's TV series back on the Disney Channel 4 years ago in 2012 called Groove High, and literally I've only just started watching it from this year, and I fell in love with it instantly, just like that. I mean, it was such a very, very well-written show. Their characters, both Jonathan and Samantha play, are very funny. And if you don't know, of course, why I'm dressed like this, of course, this is one of the costumes that Jonathan wears in the show. Of course, as you can see, I've got a dark fedora blue hat with a red band around it. I'm also wearing a leather jacket. You might have seen me wear this leather jacket before on some pictures on me on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. And also I've got some just basic jeans, and also with some very cool bright red shoes, pumps, which I have seen Jonathan wear as his character in a few episodes. He also wears them in his animated form of his character as well, because if you did not know, Groove High was a mixture of live action and also animation. Of course, I will be, if you're not familiar with the show of Groove High, I will be showing you a few clips later on in this blog of that show, just to whet your appetite. But as, of course, going back to, of course, the show of The Last 5 Years, I know not a lot is happening at the moment. Of course, we're only just entering London now. But for any of you who may not be familiar with the musical of The Last 5 Years, and if you have not seen it yet, it's going to be on until the 3rd of December here is a few videos to whet your appetite of what the musical of the last 5 years is all about, and also I'll also include some interviews from both Samantha Parks and Jonathan Bailey, and of course the writer of the show, Jason Robert Brown. Anyway, here's a little bit more about the show to whet your appetite.
How are you guys feeling after press night?
I guess I never know how to feel after press night. You're relieved that it's happened and it's done. And it's exciting to get to see all your friends and family who come to you and they've seen it for the first time. So it's kind of always a whirlwind of emotions press night.
Strange experience to watch this show because, when they do it well, it really hurts. And so I get exhilarated watching them nail it, and then at the same time they're nailing it, and it feels terrible. It's just, it's such a. The two of them are so open emotionally, and to watch them expose themselves and to just share themselves with these characters that way, it's a very moving experience for me.
The show is basically about a relationship and a marriage, and then the breakdown of a marriage, but it travels in two opposite directions. So I start at the end of a marriage, and then we meet Jamie, played by the wonderful Johnny, who's just met the most amazing girl he's ever met. And then we travel backwards and meet once in the middle where we get married, and then off into the sunset for me, and then into a dark place for you.
But what happens on stage is you feel the energy of the way they relate to each other, the missing partners and the present partners, and you just sort of, there's a real deliberate theatricality to the way the show moves and the way that one song interacts with the next and one beat interacts with the next thing.
There's so much detail that he's put into his score and his lyrics and his story. And then on top of that, you have to grapple with that, and then you have to then interpret your own and then create your own. So there's a lot going on.
The show is incredible. I know you guys are going to love it too. It's here until the 3rd of December. Book your tickets today.
Amazing indeed. So as you can see now, we're now on the just around the embankment area. Of course, you can be very familiar with a few buildings, as you can just see there. I've just noticed that's the ITV Studios building there. A lot of the big TV shows on ITV, like Ant and Dexter Night Takeaway, This Morning, and The Cube, they're all filmed there. And there's actually, I just noticed, there is the This Morning Studios. Speak of the devil, there's Studio 8, as you can just see. Blimey, I can't believe I just got that there. Brilliant indeed. And as I said, there's a load of business buildings around here. We're even coming up to some iconic landmarks. Waterloo Bridge. For any of you film, of course, fanatics or real lovers of course, of films in, well, you know what I mean anyway. They actually shot, I think, if this is true or not, they actually shot the final scene in the film Trainspotting there. Because wasn't just filmed in Edinburgh, but it was also filmed in Glasgow, and also a bit of the film was shot in London. That's where Ewan McGregor walked down with, of course, with the holdall of full of money at the end to start a new life. And also just coming into shot is also one of my favourite landmarks of the city. The iconic clock tower of Big Ben with the Houses of Parliament just beside it, and the Palace of Westminster. And, well, of course, this is where a lot of the iconic things have happened here. I mean, a lot of big films, not just Trainspotting, have been filmed here. I mean, you can also think of, well, literally loads. I mean, one iconic one that came out earlier on this year was London Has Fallen, where a lot of the iconic landmarks got destroyed in a terrorist attack during the film. And Gerard Butler was in that. A very good film. If you have not seen it, I definitely recommend it. I mean, the special effects and the and the action scenes in it are very, very good indeed. Yeah, we're currently stuck in traffic here, but that's obviously typical London for you. I mean, literally, it is the most busiest place in the UK, since it is, of course, the capital city of our great country here, but also the home of royalty as well, where Her Majesty the Queen Elizabeth II lives here as well. And obviously, just a few weeks ago, there was the well-known event of Remembrance Sunday was here as well, to mark, obviously, the 11th day of the 11th hour, the 11th month, 1918, sorry. That was when the start of the First World War happened. I mean, that was the end of the First World War. And also there is London Bridge, and just literally loads. And also there is even the London Eye, you can also just see there as well. I know it's just behind a tree, but you can definitely see it there. Very nice indeed. So, as you can see, as I've said already, we have now made it to the central part of London, just a few miles away from the theatre of St James's Theatre, where we're going to be seeing the show of the last 5 years. We're not, as I've said already, we're not far away from the actual location of the theatre itself. But as I said earlier on, as I've mentioned earlier on in this blog, I mentioned that both Samantha Barks and Jonathan Bailey, who are both playing Cathy and also Jamie in the last 5 years here in the West End of London, back 4 years ago, they were part of a very, very famous children's programme, a TV series called Groove High, where they played both the characters of Tom Mason, which I'm, of course, if I had not mentioned already, I'm dressing up as Jonathan's character of Tom Mason, of course, today for this show, and also Zoe Meyer was Samantha's part. And if you're not familiar with the TV series of Groove High, I know a lot of people did recognise it a lot, especially when, of course, when Samantha and Jonathan actually appeared on the Graham Norton radio show just a few months back on BBC Radio 2. This will tell you, of course, what happened and what they talked about, when it was kind of also amazing to bring back something and even talk about something that they previously done when it was the first ever time they worked with each other.
Francis in Salford is asking Sam, my daughter loved the Disney series Groove High. Was it fun to make, and how long did it take to make?
Well, I actually did that with a wonderful actor called Jonathan Bailey.
Were you in Groove High?
Yeah, that was our first sweet collab.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was a Disney show where essentially we got cast when I think I was in my I was about 21. I think you were about 19.
Yeah.
And we actually got around to shooting the live action because it was half cartoon, half live action. When I was about 25, we sort of haggard, and we were playing 14-year-olds, and it was it was an extraordinary experience for many reasons.
Yeah, but we had a lot of fun. I mean,
it was really
shot in like a week.
Yeah, we did 24 episodes in 10 days, and it was just me and Sam. And, it was a sort of...
a lot of laughter.
High-octane, colourful series where there's things like sausages being thrown around and,
Yeah.
Is this on YouTube, Groove High?
Yeah.
I'm going to check it out. Check that out.
Quite amazing indeed. That was actually the very first time that Jonathan actually got his first ever leading role in a TV series, or even, of course, a film. This was before he actually went on to play his iconic character, which I can't remember, but he has been recently in Broadchurch, but as you had not known, he's not returning to that show anyway. But once again, going back to the show of Groove High, if you're once again not familiar with the show and want to find out what it's all about, here are a few clips that I picked out to show you what the show looks like and what it's all about to whet your appetite.
Don't take another step. My mom is finally coming to see the show, and I want this place to shine. So please, take off your shoe.
Zoe
Flo! You decided to sing with me!
No, I was just there to meet Vic and Baz.
But you were singing.
No, I wasn't.
Yes, you were.
No, I wasn't.
I heard you.
No, you didn't.
I think your memory's a little bit wonky.
I think yours is completely shot.
Oh, yeah?
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 I remember you wearing that really nice t-shirt with the flowers on it, and it was really, really nice.
You like that top? But I was not singing.
Yeah, you were. And it was great.
That's not true. I mean, if I was singing, which I wasn't, it would have been great, because I have a great voice, which I wasn't using.
Oh, I give up.
Really, Zoe? I just leave for 2 minutes and you hijack my interview?
I just thought I'd show the good people who dance pop what a real dancer looks like.
Oh, yeah, no worries, Tom. We weren't actually recording. Oh, what? So, what do you want to ask me? Where I get my crazy moves, my workout regime, and how I'm so flexible? Ah. Oh, no, actually, I just want to know what happened next.
Oh, things got ugly. Things got really ugly.
Is that? Oh, that was a great story.
Told ya.
Okay, boys, let's wrap it up. Hey, but Dave! Hey, you haven't got to my actual interview yet. Sorry, kid. I got a 2 o'clock with J-Lo. Maybe next year. Zoe.
It's about to get real ugly.
Oh, bring it, sister.
It's raw.
Oh, it's stuck.
I'm crying.
I'm bringing it from
I swear I'm not
yesterday.
a
Zoe
liar.
can dance like this. Zoe can dance like us.
Like
I
that.
can dance with
See
fruit.
what I
can dance with fruit.
Get out now.
Bananas in my hand.
Well, here we are, guys, just on Palace Street, and we're right here now, just in front of the St James Theatre, all ready to see the last 5 years with Samantha Parks and John Bailey. Can't wait!
Oh my god, it's so kind of you.
Oh, good. Sometimes my life is not
I had to do it. It's a cosplay of you as Tom Mason.
It's the best I've ever seen.
I made all this.
You made it?
I watched every single episode and I had to do it. When I found out both of you were in it, I thought, what
this is so good.
It's amazing.
Can I have a picture?
Of course, I was just going to ask. Hang on, let me get my phone.
I'm going to take pictures now.
Yeah, of course.
I can't believe you made this.
I know.
This is like the exact same jacket.
I know.
I'm sure it is.
I remember all the lines as well. Literally.
Tell us all. We can't remember any.
Oh,
Give us a line. Give us a line.
yeah, I remember. Really, Zoe? I come here for 2 minutes and you hijack my interview? Oh, right. What were you going to want to ask me? How about my workout regime and how I'm so flexible? No, I want to find out what happens next. Oh, things got ugly. Things got real ugly. It's us!
Yes,
so good!
Give me a high five with any free hand you can.
Definitely. Yo,
That was better than we did it.
It was definitely better.
I've got such a good memory, honestly.
Oh, it's so great.
so
well
good.
done on the outfit. Yeah, I'll get a picture of you too.
You literally made my dreams come true.
Like twins.
Yeah,
Like
doppelganger.
double.
I've just come back from like many years ago. So there we go. Can you take a picture for the face? Flashes on. There we go. I've got a few other things for you as well. Just put this down here. Gosh. I know.
It's like Christmas commercial.
I know, I've come prepared.
Okay, I've got loads.
Oh, thank you so much.
Hopefully, anyway.
Thank you. Right, well, where do I start? Well, I've got, first of all, I've got something for you, Jonathan.
Thank you very much.
Since I'm a big fan of the show Groove High, I made a... I can't stop shaking, Jesus, I'm starstruck. I made a picture from Groove High. I made it all on Photoshop for you.
Well, thank you.
So good.
I'm going to frame that. That is amazing.
That's so funny. I love it.
You should have photoshopped yourself in as Tom as
Well, I wish I could, but I'm not that good on it, sadly. And I've also got a card for you as well.
Thank you.
Please open it. I've made it especially for you.
Oh, okay, wow. This is amazing.
I've been waiting to. It's filming right now. I want to get your reaction. Say hello to your fans. Merry Christmas message.
Oh my goodness. Oh, Jack!
Oh,
look! It's Margaret
Check you out.
It's my Christmas outfit.
I know.
Thank you very much. That is so sweet.
No problem, Jonathan. You're amazing. And also, Samantha, the star of the show. I know you might be feeling left out, so I got you on as well.
Yay! Thank you so much. Oh, I love it.
Also, I've got a card for you as well.
Thank you.
Could you open it as well?
Absolutely.
You'll like what I've done because I've done a little puns on it as well. You'll love it. I made this all on Microsoft Word in a few days.
Christmas and a groupie. Oh. No, thank you so
And also, if you look on the back.
Oh, no.
Christmas number.
Little festive you.
I was going to say, if I was in that picture, I was like looking up at you, like, oh, it's my idol.
Thank you so
I love
much.
you both so much.
kind.
And also as well, since I know Christmas is almost around the corner, I've got something for you to be prepared for. Since I know you love them, and I know I gave you a few back a few months ago, I've got you some Brussels sprouts.
You're like Santa, basically.
Well, Secret Santa. In a way, but not so secret. And I've even got some that are also covered in chocolate.
Wow!
I didn't know if you would like them, but
I can guarantee I will like it.
But anything that's related to Brussels sprouts, you'll love it.
Oh, thank you so much.
You just kickstarted the festive season.
Well, honestly, it's never too early to celebrate Christmas.
I agree with you.
Excellent. Quick autographs and...
Yeah, of course, definitely. So yeah, you can have that. This is
Thank you.
And I've got not just a program, I've also got a picture for you to sign, which, believe it or not, is a picture also from the show.
Ruby.
Yeah, green pie. If you can put like a little message in your autograph on there, that'd be great. Oh God, I haven't got so much hands for this. Whoop. Don't want to lose that now. There we go. Right. Thank you very much. There you go. Oh, stuck on the program. Thank you so much, guys. You've just made my day,
Oh,
honestly.
you've made our day. Thank you.
If it wasn't for my mum and dad, if they got the tickets, I wouldn't have been here. I couldn't wish for a better Christmas present. So thanks very much, mum and dad. I love you.
Thank you, Mum and Dad.
Thanks, Mum and Dad. Here we go. What a pleasure to meet you.
It's a pleasure to meet you too. I mean, I've been such a massive fan of your work, both of you.
Yeah.
And I never knew that Group I was the first thing that you done for Sam. Is it?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it's crazy. Wow.
Yeah.
I know.
First collaboration.
Yeah, I know.
A little bit different from the show today.
Yeah, exactly. But at least I know you still playing an American in that. So.
Yes, exactly.
And you could sign the picture there as well.
Yep.
Thank you so much, Sam. You're literally amazing. You might remember I came to see you earlier on this year.
I do remember.
I made a video and everything, and you might remember I stupidly actually asked you to sing a song with me at the end.
Oh yeah.
And literally, I got so enamored over your presence. I was like, oh, what are you doing? This is so embarrassing.
No, not at all.
But no, I mean, I could have understood that. So, but thank you so much. This is yeah. Thank you very much.
There you go.
Thank you. I'll put it on as well. Thank you so much, Sam.
Okay, no
You're
worries.
amazing.
Lovely to see you.
Have a great Christmas.
Thank you.
Merry Christmas. Excuse me, Jonathan, can you sign this picture as well? I just had to, because Sam just had to sign it again. You don't want to get up. I'm so pleased that you appreciate this. I mean, obviously.
I saw it at the end of the band.
I know. I could see it in your eyes. I know, yeah.
Thank you.
But literally, it just goes to show, like, no matter what you do, you always be remembered for the big things in your life. Also, I think it should have deserved more credit to show. I thought your ideas of putting into a musical or a film?
Well, I mean, we should get writing.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Yeah, well, literally, I'll just love it. Thank you so much.
So lovely to meet you. Have a very good Christmas.
Yeah, you too. And I'm following you on Twitter, so brilliant. And I'll even put the pictures up as well. So yeah, brilliant. Great to see you. Thanks, Jonathan. See ya. So there you go, everyone. That may have been only just a month ago, but that was, of course, when I went to see the West End production of originally the Off-Broadway, of course, musical of the last 5 years, written by Jason Robert Brown. And I can honestly say it was an incredible show. It's such a shame because obviously, as you're not allowed to, of course, film any shows if you're going, of course, in a theatre, because, as you know, it's copywritten. But it was a very, very brilliant show. The casting of both Samantha as Cathy Hiatt and, of course, Jonathan Bailey, to get his name right, of playing Jamie Wellerstein were both sensational. And as you just saw there, I did, of course, put up some very, very special gifts for them, as if you did not know, it's, of course, just a few days away till Christmas, and of course, we are in, of course, the month of December now, and it's only just a few days away, and as I've said already, it was an incredible day to see the show. And definitely, it's another musical that I never thought would even get to me. I was almost to tears at the end, but it was just beautifully performed. And as I have not said already, you couldn't have picked two better actors than Samantha Barks and Jonathan Bailey to play both roles. And literally, the production really deserved what it got, and it was an amazing show. And not just for myself, but even for the rest of my family, who, of course, I managed to finally get into one of my theatre blogs. And not just that, if you just saw there when I actually met Samantha and Jonathan, I actually got them to sign this awesome picture, of course, of them from the show of Groove High, which obviously, for any of you may not remember, that was the show when they first, of course, done with each other 4 years ago, would you believe? Yeah, they started doing it on 2012. That's when they started filming. But strangely enough, production for the show actually started in 2011, and then filming came round 2012. But believe it or not, guys, actually I also found out a bit more information about this show, that when Samantha done this was actually just a few months before she actually got, of course, announced or even been confirmed by Cameron Mackintosh, a very famous theatre producer of the musicals of Les Miserables, Oliver and Miss Saigon, that she would be playing the role of Eponine in the film adaptation of Les Miserables. Yeah, you wouldn't believe that, would you? Of course, that was when, on, I think it was the 31st of January, I think, that year, 2012, and she was doing the UK tour of Oliver, and she was in Manchester, and she was taking a curtain call. And then when Cameron Mackintosh went on after the curtain call to announce that she was going to be in the film, that's when it happened. And for any of you who might remember that moment very well, I do especially, because it was a very career-defining moment in her life. And still, that moment when she got picked to be Eponine in the film, that changed her life forever. Definitely. And I was very amazed to find out, like, as if you did not know earlier on, when I was talking to Jonathan as well, I found out that this was the very first show that he done, as, of course, getting a lead role in something, in a TV series or a film. But I can honestly not tell you how down-to-earth and really friendly they were, and it was just incredible. And of course, as I've said already, of course, if you did not notice, I got that picture signed by them, and Jonathan said to me when he signed it, it said, "To Jack, you're the best. Lots of love, Jonathan Bailey." And Samantha then said, "Jack, you have made our day." And that's also signed by her. I just wanted to make sure I said it right. But yeah, an amazing picture, which I, of course, printed off. Actually, I was very, very fortunate enough to find that picture. And as you can see, it's very colourful as well. It's a very colourful picture. A very groovy picture, I should say. That's a terrible pun, honestly. And also, if I have not said already, there's the programme as well, featuring both Jonathan and Samantha. They definitely look very different, don't they? Of course, when I met Jonathan, of course, he had a beard there, but he had to shave it off so he'd look a bit more younger. But they haven't even changed much in just the course of like 4 years from when they actually worked with each other previously. It just seems amazing, doesn't it? And as I've said already, I even got them to sign the picture of them as it was on the cover, but this time in colour. And Jonathan says, Jack, the number one dude, loved by Johnny Bailey, and Jonathan Bailey, I should say. Well, of course, that's one of his nicknames. He's actually called that on Twitter, which, believe it or not, I am following him on there, by the way, and that's why he's called out Johnny Bailey, so that's why I think I accidentally slipped that out. And also, Samantha Barks has just said Jack, and also she drew a heart with, of course, his signature as well. Well, with that is it for, of course, this episode. Sadly that we have come to the end of this episode of Theatregoing, but it has been an amazing one, I have to say. And literally, that was one of the best theatre trips I've had, I think, for a long, long time. And of course, I think it should be very fitting that I've actually, when I put up a little Facebook message for any of you who do follow me on Facebook or also on Twitter, and of course, if you want to follow me on there is of course all the information if you want to follow me. You can follow me at JBLP Official, or of course on Twitter, and my Facebook page is also down there as well. You can also like me on my official YouTube Facebook page as well, and all the information will be is on the screen right now, and also it will be in the description box from below this video at the end as well. But of course, to finish off this episode, let me read you what I actually said as a Facebook post just a few days when I went to see the show, and that will be the perfect way to round off this episode. So here is, of course, my post that I put on Facebook the day after when I saw the show of the last 5 years. Today was a very special day for me, as I went with the rest of my family to London to see the West End production of the musical The Last 5 Years by Jason Robert Brown and starring Jonathan Bailey and Samantha Barks. Two of my theatre idols. When I found out earlier on this year that both of them were going to star in this show, I couldn't believe my eyes. And I thought to myself, since I'm such a massive fan of both their work, I wanted to do something to show my appreciation to them both. So I decided to dress up as the character of Tom Mason from the Disney Channel TV series Groove High, which was Jonathan's character in the show. And also, Groove High was the first ever TV series he worked on, with not just himself, but working with Samantha too also. When he saw me stand up on the front row at the curtain call of the performance, I saw in his eyes he got hit with a bit of nostalgia, as the friendly smirk on his face showed that. And when I met him outside the theatre afterwards, literally his facial expression when he first saw me was a real picture of amazement on what I did for him, and Samantha was just the same too. And that was not all yet, as I made personalised Christmas cards for them both, and also pictures from Groove High as their characters, and also some Brussels sprouts for Samantha since they were her favourite vegetable. Even Jonathan asked for a picture with me in my cosplay outfit, since he didn't expect anyone else to do that than myself. I even recited lines of dialogue from the show, and they absolutely loved it. Literally, they were the most friendliest two people that I've ever met in my entire life. Thank you so much, Jonathan and Samantha, for making it the best theatre trip ever. So there you go, everyone. That's what I put down, and I think it's very appropriate since I did meet them, and they did actually see my dad filming, if you did see earlier on when I met them. I'd like to say a massive, massive thank you from the bottom of my little black heart to Jonathan Bailey and Samantha Barks. Jonathan and Samantha, once again, from me, Jack Wright, thank you so much for making that theatre trip very special. And I hope that you enjoyed your Christmas cards and also the pictures I made. And I hope that you've also got those Brussels sprouts eaten, even the ones covered in chocolate as well, Samantha. I'm sure that you'll love them. Anyway, as I've said already, I hope you both have a wonderful Christmas and indeed a happy New Year as well. And not to mention, I am so pleased for you both, and it is an absolute pleasure once again to not just meet you again, Samantha, but to also meet you, Jonathan. You're a real down-to-earth chap, and I love people like that. And I hope to see you both again very soon in the next year and then hopefully in the future. Well, anyway, of course, once again, as I've said, everybody, that is the end of my next episode of Theatregoing here on YouTube. And, of course, it's almost time for the show to be finishing off for this year as well. I know, I've only just done 2 episodes of this show, would you believe? And we've almost come to the end of 2016. But don't be alarmed, everybody. I will be returning for a very, very special Christmas special episode of Theatregoing. Well, I'll be going to see a pantomime, but I'm not going to tell you what it is yet. Oh, no. I'm going to leave it as a little surprise for you when I go and see it just a few days after Christmas Day. Well, anyway, from myself, once again, Jack Wright, you've been watching the next episode of Theatregoing, episode 2 of the last 5 years from Jason Robert Brown. And until next time, from me, Jack Wright, au revoir, adios, au wiedersehen. See you next time. Goodbye, everyone. See you soon.
Just close the gate. I'll stand and wait. Dreaming goodbye.
Are we done now? Are we? Okay, good. Oh, God. Oh, God. That is just so emotional, that musical. I don't know why. But it was so good. I'm definitely seeing it again.